94.3 Radio 1, ladies and gentlemen. And yes, it is time to relive the wonderful times that we've lived a while back. That was for Guilty Feet. This one is for Love Me Till You Lose Me. The wonderful Ridi is back on the airwaves as she is on the charts and your nearest streaming device as well. The new song is out, Ridi. Thank you very much for joining us. Love Me Till You Lose Me.
Love
Something
me
to look
until you
forward.
lose me. Yeah, love me until you lose me. Yeah, no, that's
Uh,
out. Yes.
a little dark, no?
Well, no, so it's all about, I feel like the darkest songs have the most, they can have the most meaning some of the time. And this song, it has such a pop beat to it, and at the same time talks about such important messages. It's all about having, a time knowing when it's right to walk away, right? So it's dark, but it's something that, has an important message. So it's definitely important.
And messages, of course, are very, very important as used to be albums at one point of time. But you've taken the singles route quite decisively as far as releasing your music is concerned. So, was that a considered decision, or is there at any point of time album, artwork, etc., in the works?
No, for now it's singles, especially because I feel like as an up and coming artist, it's easier to release singles than it is a body of work because you can more easily connect with your audience with singles. So singles was the best way forward, and Love Me Until You Lose Me is a great single to listen to, and hopefully it encompasses enough for people to enjoy as an album can.
For sure. Which also leads me to the fact that, as you said, music consumption has changed also quite a lot as far as the way that a song is heard. Usually, a lot of people, like recently, even recently, Adele had gotten out an album, and she'd said that it needs to be heard from song one to the last song because there's a way that she's conceptualized the album. And she said you can't skip a song, you can't shuffle a song. What are your views about long form listening? Do you think it's still relevant?
Honestly, unfortunately, it's not because of like a short form platforms like TikTok and Instagram. It's not so relevant anymore because people like to, hear a trending part of a song and then they're like, I'm gonna go stream it now. Even though I love the concept of having a body of work because music is art,
Mhm.
it's harder, I think, for people to appreciate that body of work because our attention spans have become so limited
Sure,
that,
of
yeah.
course. Uh, there's, but first, of course, tell us the story. I mean, what was the process of making this one? We know about Guilty Feet, but what's the process of making this one?
So Love Me Until You Lose Me. So making this one, actually, I worked with, first of all, the concept of Love Me Until You Lose Me came to me when I was thinking about how, so a lot of people I feel like are like this. It's that you would rather walk away before someone walks away from you. So that's the whole concept of the song. It's about understanding that you're a king or a queen in your own right, and that if you feel like a relationship isn't working out or you feel like you're not being treated right in this relationship, it's better to sometimes walk away. It's important that people understand what they've lost. Hence the line "Love me until you lose me," which is why I thought that this was a really important message to speak about and sing about. And in fact, I didn't want to just go ahead and have that full Western pop dance beat. So we had an Indian drop, which is why inside there's "Tu Raat Ke Liye Acha Tha," which means you were only quite good for the night. Which sometimes memories and relationships or sometimes events should just be kept for the night, right? So that's the whole concept of the song, that sometimes something good happened, sometimes something was really good in a phase of your life, but it's better to just let that go and move forward. So that's the concept.
Are you more a music-led producer, or are you more a words-led producer? Do the words and the lyrics come first for you, or is it that you first think about the music and then set the words to it? What's your process?
I feel like they come together. It's never just music or words. If I hear like a beat basically that I feel like really resonates with a certain emotion, for example, "Love Me Until You Lose Me," it has a super dark beat, as you can tell. So I couldn't write about flowers and daisies and a happy relationship on that, right? So I was like, no, this makes me feel like it's something that it's super vulnerable, and that's the kind of topic I have to talk about. So they're one and the same.
Also, are you the diary beside on the side table bit, or are you the right on the phone or anywhere you can get kind of bit?
It's more like right anywhere you can get. Sometimes it's like voice notes at like 2 a.m. So it really depends on when the idea comes. And I feel like for any musician, the biggest worry is that if you've lost a voice memo or something or like an idea, because then it's like, oh, what if that was really good and now I've forgotten it and it's just in the air because there's no like, it's not a telephone, right? There's no, you can't track it back, a thought.
Sure,
So.
for sure. Absolutely. Also, finally, the question of competition. We are living in a world which is democratized as far as art is concerned. Anyone can record, put it up on the internet. If it's good enough, people catch hold of it, etc., etc. Do you ever feel pressured because of that to produce more music, or is it that the music making process is very, very blinkered for you?
No, it's I don't feel pressured to do to make something that doesn't feel right. There's so many songs that I've also not released because they just don't feel right. So if I felt pressured, I wouldn't, I would just release whatever I have, right? But I don't do that. I like to wait until I feel like something feels right. I feel like it resonates with who I am. And
Sure.
it has that Indian touch in it for that reason. So.
And finally, a shout out to the listeners. What would you like to say about Love Me Until You Lose Me that you'd like them to remember?
I think that again, what I said, they're a king and queen in their own rights, and sometimes the memory is better to think of as "Tu raat ke liye acha tha." So it's have fun with the song, enjoy it, and um, just remember to embrace yourself and love yourself. That's the main thing.
That's important. Remember to brace yourselves and love yourselves. Gotta love the track as well, Ridi, ladies and gentlemen. The latest one's called Love Me Until You Lose Me. It's going to be on 94.3 Radio 1, of course, but also on streaming platforms. So anytime you want to press play, literally or figuratively, the song's there. Ridi, it's been absolutely wonderful. Thank you very much for your time and for your music.
Thanks for having me. Thank you so much.
94.3 Radio 1.